Greetings, everyone. It's Wednesday, June the 22nd, and I posted a bulletin earlier about what's without a doubt the most powerful dream I've ever had in my entire life. Now, this is not a prediction. It was just a dream, I'm still trying to sort it out myself. But I woke up in a cold sweat, and it's just unlike any other dream I've ever had before. And I'm going to share it with all of you. Take it as you will. Call me mad, call me whatever, but I'm going to tell you what happened. And again, my intention is not to cause fear or panic or any of this. You know, there are many people who are having similar dreams. So here it goes. It's a bright sunny day. I'm at my father's place. It's um it's a trailer park. Um, as I look to the western sky, I see meteors streaking down from the sky and impacting, and they're close. It's causing fires everywhere, and there are many, many meteors. So I called to my friend. I said, "Hey, get out here and look at this. This is crazy. Look what's happening." So he comes out and we observe, and shortly after he comes out, there is a impact about 30, 40 yards in front of us. It's not a large impact, it's a small meteor. But nonetheless, it's like, whoa, this is getting crazy now. And all in the sky, there's just streaking meteors everywhere. So we foolishly decide to go investigate this meteor. And once we get within about 10 yards of it, we just feel the heat coming off of the crater, and we get a look at the meteor. And then as I continue to look in the sky, I notice that it's starting to turn gray from all the smoke and fires and all the meteors coming down. And I said, "Look, we got to get my dad, and we got to tell him what's going on." Now, my father is ex-military, and as I said before, I'm certain he knows more than he's letting on. And in my dream, when I went to tell him what's going on and I pulled him outside and showed him, he said, "The time has come. We need to get out of here now." And this is where things really start, this is where I started feeling a little bit of fear, and my heart began pumping. We're packing up to, get ready to leave. And by this time, the sky is just gray. I mean, it almost looks cloudy. There's so much smoke and meteors going around and impacts all over us. And now I notice that the sun and the moon are both out at the same time. The sun is beginning to set in the west, and there is a second sun in the sky. At first I see it behind the haze and the clouds, and I point, to it, and I tell my father and my friend, and they're looking at it. And then all of a sudden it begins to glow in an orange haze color. And if you recall, a few videos back I did a video on mammatus clouds, and I forget the other name. I think it's aspartame or something like that. It sounds like the food supplement that's not good for you. But you can check a couple videos back. These cloud formations are there. And in a diamond shape, surrounding this second sun, are these mammatus clouds. And it's almost like a portal. Within the center of the diamond, the sun begins to emerge from these clouds, these crazy looking clouds. And the linings of the clouds are turning a deep orange and red. Almost, the clouds look like magma. That's all I can explain it as. It looked like magma surrounding this second sun. And as it grows ever closer, it appears that it's eclipsed. It's dark, and then there's a faint glowing ring around it. And this also applies to the sun that is setting in the west. But it's not like a normal eclipse, it doesn't gradually come in. It's instant. And I notice as the sun is setting in the west, it's bigger than I've ever seen it. I mean, it's huge, absolutely huge. And by this time, everyone around us is panicking and going crazy, and it's chaos. And we're just trying to get packed up and get out of there and get a move on, to wherever my father thinks we should go. And so nearing the end of the dream, dusk begins to turn into night. The sky is still gray, almost black now, with smoke and debris and whatever, dust. And at this time, the second sun is at its closest point in the dream. The clouds are it's like bubbling. It's bubbling around it. And at this time, the orange and red tint starts to fade into a dark purple. And there's lightning everywhere, coming from this sun and cloud formation. And it begins to move about radically. There's just lightning strikes everywhere, starting fires, and at this time I feel fear. And for some reason I tell myself, don't be afraid. Remain and observe. Do not run away. I'm compelled to run away, but for some reason I'm telling myself to observe this and to remain. And the fear just fades away right after that. I'm not afraid anymore. Granted, yeah, my adrenaline's pumping. I think anyone would be in this situation, but I'm not afraid anymore. And so at the end of the dream, this is all still going on. The sun is nearly set in the west, and it's just absolutely huge. It still looks like it's eclipsed, and I mean, it's huge. I mean, it takes up most of the horizon. It's so huge, and it's heat. I feel so hot. And we're packed up, and we get in the vehicle, and as we start to leave, the last thing I recall is the sun setting and all went dark, and the only thing that was lighting up the sky was the moon behind the haze and the smoke and this second sun in this cloud formation. After this, I awoke in a cold sweat. I kind of tried to gather myself for a minute. It's the cloud formation and the second sun I saw, it was so vivid. I've never had a dream like that before. It's just unlike anything I've ever seen before. Absolutely incredible. And I gathered myself for a minute, and I knew that I had to write this down immediately. I had to journal this dream. I've been dream journaling somewhat here and there, but this time I knew it. I just had to do it. Because if you don't, you tend to forget details. So anyway, that's about everyone. I feel a little better getting it out there. And again, I'm not trying to cause fear or panic. That's the last thing I want to do, but I had to get this out there. It's in my 30 years in this body, I have never experienced anything like this. Absolutely nothing even comes close to it. I've had vivid, powerful nightmares and dreams before, but nothing like this. I mean, everything was there. I could feel the heat from the meteor and the sun. I could smell the smoke in the air. And it almost smelled like, burning rock, which would relate to the meteor. And just the cloud formation around this sun was unlike anything I've ever seen before. Every last detail was there. I could feel the energy coming from it. So, say what you will, everyone. Perhaps I'm going mad. I don't know. This is not like me at all. I mean, you guys know me. You gals know me. I'm always calm, grounded, and I'm just all out of sorts today. As of yesterday, I felt better than I ever had. And now today, it's just like, bam, one dream, completely sobering experience. So, take it as you will, everyone. I love you all. Love you all beyond space and time. And I thank you for taking the time to listen to my dream. Be well.